Indrid here, 3v3, Angel Gate, blue side. Angry Bird is an Apothecary support commander, fights melee by default, has a target heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Alongside Dark Riku is a Lord General, fights range combat, has a retinue to help him out, good defense and support. And rounding out blue team, Floid is a Ravener Alpha, great mobility, can build tunnels for all of its allies to use, has some good offense as well, starts off range combat. Red team, Asmondeus is a Warlock, offensive melee, great mobility with fleet, can also disrupt and tank very well, leaps into combat passively. Alongside is me as a Plague Champion, good defense, good offense and some support, but lacks mobility and doesn't start off very tough. Fights ranged at the beginning with this Plague Bolter. And rounding out red team, max power is a Force Commander, offensive melee, quite versatile, can tank, disrupt and support with some buffs. Here comes some Hormagaunts, but they're forced off immediately. Don't want to get disrupted by that Force Commander. And Node going up quickly from blue team, and a multi-last turret being built by Dark Riku. Asmondeus getting to the VP quickly with his very quick Warlock. Has double Dire Avengers. I'm going for double Chaos Space Marines. Put them behind this cover, try and outshoot this turret, but I think Riku comes and repairs it, so I quickly abandon that idea. Yes, here comes the repair. Back off, Indrid. Don't lose a model. Tyranids, double termagants for Floid, and warriors on the way already. Chaos Space Marines and Loyalist Tactical Marines. I think he's trying to close for melee here, he is. Doesn't want to lose a model though. 10-50 hit points on his Tactical Marines, durable, heavy infantry, very versatile as you go into tier 2. Angry Bird with some Tactical Marines in retreat now. Dark Riku going for some artillery spotters. We have a warrior brood on the field for Floid, heavy infantry. Start off as a melee unit, but he's going for the Barb Strangler. Really awesome weapon, I think. Good AoE damage with instant suppression, and I get a Bile Spewer because I want to take care of this turret quickly. A Flamer type weapon which dissolves everything, also debuffs unit speed and damage. 472, 465, Asmondeus taking top. And I push against the turret with some Nurgle worship, and it goes down in seconds because Tyranids cannot repair. Barb Strangler getting shots in. I have double CSM with Eternal War, so they are putting out some really nice damage in tier 1. That smoke shell, look how much it mucked up my range there to get so close to start shooting. Force off those guardsmen. Here come Hormagaunts, just trying to keep my Chaos Space Marines in play. Running in with my Heretics, trying to tie up the Warriors, which was probably a mistake, should have kept them back and worshipping. But now Max can go after the Warriors with his Force Commander. Bile Spewer getting shots. Do not have Mucus Discharge yet. Bile Strangler getting shots on my Chaos Space Marines. Haven't lost a model though, and the Force Commander now in amongst those Warriors. And look at this damage on that Ravener Alpha from those double Eternal War Chaos Space Marines. Wow, lost half of his hit points in about 2 seconds there. 472, 416. Angry Bird has an assault squad, jump troops that disrupt when they land. Good general counter for ranged squads, especially setup teams. There's a double cat for blue. They have our natural. This sneaky Lord General harassing it the entire game. We have a node each at the bottom. Devastators on the field for Max, but there's the smoke shell. And he retreats from it. No need to retreat. Probably thought it was going to be a damaging mortar shell. There is the Breath of Nurgle. Aspiring Champion on my Heretics. Very rarely do I get Grenade Launch Heretics these days. Love my Aspiring Champion Heretics, especially with Touch of Nurgle support. 472, 358. Shuriken Cannon set up top. Sniper on Angry Bird scouts. He's also getting elite training, which allows them to infiltrate, and I think allows them to regenerate more health when out of combat or something like that. Didn't lose the scout model there, unbelievable. Jumps in with his assault marines. I force melee with both of my CSM, but can't get a model either. Just want to use my Bile Spewer to take down generators. My Chaos Space Marines tagging along just to get the experience. There's another Breath of Noble heal, and here comes Angry Birds Tactical Marines with the Flamer. I think Max also has a Flamer, yes. There's full auto from the Apothecary. Look at this, purification valves up. Don't see these very often. 450, 355. Keeping my Plague Champion in play. I know he has snipers somewhere. Here they come. So my Plague Champion in a bit of danger here. Cannot use Breath of Nurgle again, it's on cooldown. I have lost a Chaos Space Marine model though. Bottom, meanwhile, is all blue. Have a Ravener tunnel here. And Max is going to go and burn it down, I think. We do take out their power completely. Unable to decap though. And now putting some hurt on these Assault Marines. They get a heal. You see the red circle, meaning that they are debuffed from the Bile Spear. I think it's 15% damage debuff and a 15% movement debuff. There's the purification valves, and I stand in it like an idiot. Lose a Chaos Space Marine model. Here comes Floid, and it's just too much stuff for me to deal with, so I retreat. Retreating is not so bad on this map because your bases are generally very close. Max, does he have any war gear on his Force Commander? No. Still level 1. Plague Champion level 2, Warlock level 1, Apothecary level 2, level 1 Lord General, and a level 1 Raven Alpha with hardened carapace. You see him burrowed here. Basically infiltrates him very well, and then he can strike upwards. Purification valves again from Angry Bird. Nicely done, forcing off the Shuriken. Ravener doesn't want to stay in that. 394, 355, 2-to-1 cap for red, very close. Dark Riku is tier 2 and has a Manticore on the field already. Angry Bird hasn't even gone tier 2 yet. Amazing. 100 power to get a Manticore. And there is the first Manticore strike. You need your first Manticore strike to be very good. But Devastator's spotted, and I got my CSM out of the way luckily. Loses Guardsman though, does Dark Riku. Blue team have a full gen farm here, so we really want to harass this and try and take it back. In hindsight, we probably should have just destroyed it because it does swap hands constantly. And we've defended our natural power reasonably well up to now. I do think it gets hit now though. 390, 332, double cap. Assault Marines jumping in from Angry Bird. Very late going tier 2, he could go. And I have a Plague Marine squad on the way. Blue team have top, they have their natural, they have the double cap. And again, the Lord General, I think, decapping our natural Devastators. Not in the mood for capping. They are set up to defend. Scout snipers get away. Here's a zone thrope on the field for Floid. Tyranids, of course, getting a lot of changes in 2.0.9. Again, this is a test patch of 2.0.9, so it's not complete. Some things not quite working as intended yet. Not everything is in, etc, etc. Big change for Tyranids in this patch is Endless Swarm, which gives Hormagaunts and Termagants an extra 2 models permanently. Also allows them to reinforce 2 at a time. But it does cost 15 power for the squad you want to get an Endless Swarm on, so it's not cheap. And when you're tier 2 as Tyranids, you usually want to get game changers on the field as soon as possible, such as Zone Thropes and Melee Synapse with Gene Stealers and stuff. So I'm not sure if it's going to be that common to see Endless Swarm, since it's difficult to be able to spare that power. Will be interesting to see how Tyranid players incorporate it though. Come up with some swarmy Tyranid builds, because it does make you very swarmy with 10 model Hormagaunt broods. Very dangerous, all of those attacks coming in, especially if they're adrenal glands. I'm going to hit power with my Plague Champion and my Plague Marines. Look at this, acid splatter from the Raven Alpha. Look at the damage to my CSM, and he takes down the aspiring champion. Good grief. Also has toxic miasma, unable to take him down. Suppressed by the Barb Strangler, taking zone throat shots, but I do decap the power and completely wipe out the generator's level 3 Plague Champion. 390, 233. Bottom, meanwhile, is still blue. Force Commander trying to go after the Manticore with the Power Fist, but goes down. Ogryn's on the field for Dark Riku, line breaker unit for Imperial Guard. Can charge into melee combat, knocking stuff down, do heavy melee damage as well, so they are effective versus all targets. 375, 233. Scouts forced to retreat there. Flamer Tactical Marines don't want to hang around either. We do have the 2-to-1 Shuriken set up by Asmondeus. Tyranids down. We have persistent dead bodies back in 2.0.9. Awesome. Strewn around. I think they stay for 10 minutes. I have Marco Zinch on my CSM with Eternal War and an Aspiring Champion. With those Inferno Bolts, full damage to all infantry targets. And this bug here, which I sometimes get, no body for that Chaos Space Marine. Manticore strike on that huge blob, but the first missile went on those Plague Marines, so I was able to dodge. Assault Squad taking tons of damage. There is Angels of Death though, takes down my Plague Champion, but not a huge deal, easy to revive him there on this map. Assault Squad get away. Apothecary closing for melee to try and tie up my dangerous Marco Zinch guys. Well, here come Heretics. You saw those Tactical Marines debuffed there. That's because they got too close to these Plague Marines. Plague Marines reduce speed of infantry that just gets too close to them. 313, 233. Top is still red. Here's that Raven Alpha with Acid Splitter. Ouch. There's some good melee options now with Regenerate. Max Power revives my Plague Champion. I do take a little while to notice, and then teleports after these guardsmen. These guys with Commissar Leader and Sergeant Leader, Dark Riku. I think just runs them away now. 301, 233 leading the Force Commander on a little chase. Max with Plasma Devastators and Heavy Bolter Devastators. Double Ogryns for Dark Riku, very heavy tier 2 Manticore and double Ogryns. Wow. That's 280 power spent in tier 2.
Support structure complete.
Not including the Commissar Leader. And no, doesn't look like he's upgraded his spotters yet. 301, 224. Webway Gate here. I think Asmondeus gets a squad stuck in this at some point. It's unfortunate. Shuriken needs to retreat. There we go. Max coming up here to support. They wiped out our gens, but we have... No, that was the Tyranids capping it. They've stolen our gens. Raven Alpha goes down. Ogryn's capping. Force Commander goes after them, gets a special attack immediately. Big plasma cannon hit on those retreating Tyranids. Yes! This is when my Chaos Space Marines simply refused to retreat from a Manticore strike, and I lost the entire squad. Sometimes it just happens. Your units just refuse to retreat for whatever reason, and I lost an entire squad. Upgraded CSM, which I was not happy about. I end up replacing them. Assault Terminators on the field for Max. Look at this. Super heavy infantry and a huge engagement kicking off here. I think I used Touch of Nurgle to support the Assault Terminators. There it is. Huge AoE heal, AoE damage and disruption whenever a unit dies. Great synergy with Doom Blast. Would be nice to see it synergize well with other squads. You pretty much only use it on Heretics at the moment. Well, I do anyway. 287, 197. And I switch the loadout on my Plague Champion. I give him Plague Fist, Armor of Pestilence, and I also give him Icon of Nurgle in a second. He's now level 3. close to level 4. Angry Bird goes tier 3. Max getting a librarian to support his assault terminators.
Support structure complete.
And there is Icon of Nurgle on the way. Changing my weapon and my accessory. Dark Riku looks like he lost Ogryns there. And I replaced the Chaos Space Marines that did not want to retreat. And fully upgrade them again with Aspiring Champion, Eternal War, and Marco Zinch. I really wanted a double Marco Zinch CSM on the field. Webway gates for Asmondeus in very annoying places. And he has top with some bunch of energy shields as well. Warp throw for the Warlock. Warp throw now costs slightly more energy and recharges slightly slower. Did not work on these guys because they were in retreat there. Are we going to see a grenade? These guys blob capping the wreck point. Here comes Angry Bird and Max in pursuit with those assault terminators. Where's that librarian? He's all the way over here. Assault terminators with thunder hammers and storm shields have this heavy melee damage, good versus all targets, also very tough with their shields. I think he gives these guys lightning claws at some point. We do have Vanguard veterans for Angry Bird, but he only has Vanguard veterans and Stone Guard now. Lost the scouts that were top. Max Power loses his commander. These tactical marines need an upgrade, I think. Level 3, need to change their weapon. Plasma gun perhaps. Flamer on that building is doing well though. 215197. Ravener Brood for Floid. With Devourer and now a Carnifex on the way. Tier 3 for everyone but me. Pretty much resigned to staying in tier 2 because I wanted to replace those CSM. Plague Marines trying to dodge the Manticore, there we go, and retake this power again. Looking at requisition, Asmondeus has almost 1500, good grief. 212197. Fire Prism on the field for him. Angry Bird needs to get something going. I think he goes for a Land Raider. Almost has the power. Carnifex on the field with a Venom Cannon. Slight change to this thing to try and stop it firing loads of times in a row. Hopefully it works. Did not notice it going ballistic in this game in a way. 196, 197. Where's Pestilent Strike Indrid? There we go. Ogryns now in huge amounts of trouble with my Plague Fist, Plague Champion and my Heretics. You see Icon of Nurgle damaging all of these guardsmen. It does pulse slightly slower in Elite compared to Retail, but still an awesome accessory. 181, 197, 2-to-1 cap for red team, that's us. Here is that Venom Cannon Carnifex, hugely dangerous versus large targets, but if it's lucky it can really hurt infantry as well. I think it has a 30% chance to hit infantry, but it does do AoE damage, so it might hit an entire squad with that 30% chance. Max Power's Force Commander down. Look at all these bodies littered. Lightning Claw Terminators in amongst those Vanguard veterans. Good grief. And then gated out with Gate of Infinity, Psychic Hood of the Librarian. And as you saw there, Angry Bird has some Terminators. Cannot get Assault Terminators, of course, because they are unique to the Force Commander. Teleport Pack, Alacrity, and Power Fist, level 4 Force Commander. 148, 197, 2-to-1 cap steal. There is Veil of Time on these Assault Terminators going after those Guardsmen. Good grief, no way they're getting out of that. Took a Plasma Cannon hit, and the Librarian finishes them off with some inspiration on that kill, as you saw. Las Cannon up for these Devastators, forced off. Force Commander teleporting in, but there is full auto stopping him in his tracks. Such an awesome counter for dangerous melee commanders. And there's a heal on the Stern Guard as well. What level is the Apothecary? Level 5. Level 3 Lord General. Level 3 Bavana Alpha now has the Corrosive Devourer. Awesome ranged weapon. Warlock's level 3. Plague Champion's level 5. Force Commander level 4. Now we have the bottom powers. 136, 190. Vanguard veterans jumping in, forcing off these tactical marines, but still have a flamer for max. But there's the double mark of each, guys. These must be level 4, level 3, almost level 4. And there is Touch of Noggle on my heretics again. But they overextend, and I think I lose them, do I? Do they retreat through the Manticore? Yes. Saw me just quickly retreat this blob. No way was I going to try and split them, because the Manticore was this close. Look at this. 136, 175. It's very difficult to take out a Manticore on this map since he has 3 bases protecting it. Reverend Alpha being very sneaky. D cannon on the field for Asmon. Might put it into a building or something. 131, 175. Dark Riku with a Lehman Russ. Another Carnifex on the way for Floid. I am finally tier 3. Lightning Claw Assault Terminators with that power melee splash. 70 DPS of power melee with a splash. Pain. This Reverend Alpha still being very sneaky. Here comes Angry Bird. Assault Cannon Terminators. Inspiring on every kill. Can they finish off the D Cannon here? Here comes the Force Commander to tie them up. Librarian 2 and Tactical Marine Flamers. 125, 175. Gonna be a 2-to-1 for blue. Ogrins again trying to rush at Miami. It's not gonna work. There's a Creeping Barrage. Not too concerned with this damage, but it does disrupt the hell out of you. Plague Champion with the Plague Fist is such an awesome melee counter in his own right, alongside Heretics as well, with Touch of Noggle. Very difficult to break through. Manticore forces my Plague Marines off the cap, but they can go back. Kicking off at the top, 125, 155. Drop pod dropped by Angry Bird will allow all of this stuff to reinforce now, as long as that instant reinforce, though it doesn't reinforce Terminators. And they are now getting absolutely owned by these Lightning Claw guys. They cannot stand a chance. No melee squad can stand up to Lightning Claw Terminators, and he takes down Angry Bird's Terminators. Then the gate out of trouble and didn't lose a model. Look at this. Floyd with double Carnifexes, getting a Venom Cannon for both of them. Where's his other one? It's all the way back down here. Plague Champion decapping their VP with Pestilent Strike defenses up. 125, 130, still kicking off at top. Max Power now has the Sacred Standard up on his Force Commander, a constant AoE damage buff for your allies as well, not just your troops. I think it's 25%, but it goes up to 40% if he goes down as it is now. 40% damage buff is huge. This double Carnifex is a real problem for us. And now a Baneblade from Dark Riku. How did he get a Baneblade after that? Manticore double Ogryn tier 2, that was very heavy, and now a Baneblade. Lord General has a Sergeant Retinue member there, can hand out medical packs, and they are hitting our power again. Venom Cannon Carnifexes take down generators very, very quickly. 100, 130, Land Raider on the way for Angry Bird. Manticore again, forcing off my Chaos Space Marine blob. Here are my Plague Marines. What level are they? Level 3 Plague Marines. Blue team retaking their natural, and Assault Terminators going after the Manticore now. Don't think they succeed, taking a lot of damage from a lot of stuff. They invade with some friendly fire. 86, 130. And Terminators are gated out by the Librarian again. This is Max Power's second Assault Terminator squad, by the way. Heretics. Do they get away? Looks like they might. Double CSM here. 86, 110. Heretics die. How did they die? Assault Terminator's claws, taking down the Raven Alpha. There is a Tyranid formation which misses pretty much everything, still struggling to deal with these Carnifexes. So I turn my fire onto the Stun Guard. They use They Shall Know No Fear and get into that crater for cover. And look at this Eldritch Storm. Awesomely done. Almost wipes those Stun Guard. Takes down a Carnifex. Really, really awesome nuke from Asmon. Now I can close for melee on this Carnifex with my Plague Fist and try and take it down. Plague Marines also get missiles in and down it goes. Awesomely done by Asmon. Huge turning point there, Floid. Now with just Hormagaunts. And look at this, we have Endless Swarm, up to 10 models, these Hormagaunts. Termagants also with Endless Swarm, up to 10 models. And a level 2 Ravener Brood. 79-81, 2-to-1 cap for us. We have our natural, we have the contested. These spotters are still around with a heavy mortar cannon as well. And now we have a Baneblade to deal with. Max Power running in like a lunatic, stunning the Baneblade. I think he just dies on purpose for the 40% damage buff. And here is my Great Unclean One super unit for Chaos. Awesome in melee combat, very, very tough, passively damages surrounding enemies with his aura of decay. 59-81. Just trying to keep pressure on this natural so they don't come after our natural. I have some heretics replaced to support with worship and do nothing else. 52-81, there's a Magical Strike wiping out a bunch of Marines there. Ouch, Las Cannon is still alive. And I get a Las Cannon of my own because we have 2 super heavy vehicles to deal with, Baneblade and a Land Raider. Assault Terminators with Thunderhammers going after this one. A Lictor for Floid, look at that. We also have some Assault Terminators for Claws, of course. These guys probably would be level 4 if Terminators could level. They've killed tons of stuff. Assault Terminator is still going after this Baneblade. Needs to be careful. 30-81. There's the 1-to-1 cap. They decapped our natural. Sneaky Lictor. There's Foul Snare. 30-81. Assault Terminators, do they get away here? They're in that 40% damage buff range, and there is Gate to get them out of trouble. Did lose 2 models though. 30-77. More pressure on this VP. That Land Raider is still there though, the Baneblade is still there, and we have a repair bunker repairing both of them. And this is where I go to revive Max Power's Force Commander, and he rebuys. There we go. I probably should have pinged 30-69. I wanted that XP. Level 6 Plague Champion. Now putting some pressure on this Land Raider. Those Flamestorm cannons doing a decent amount of damage to this Great Unclean One. Baneblade weighing in with las cannons and heavy bolters as well. Not to mention that main battle cannon which now fires automatically. Boom. Lictor in retreat. Magical Strike forces off my stuff. Plague Marine trying to decap with a single model. Run away, run away. Level 3. Yes, there they go. Great Unclean One backing off, back into worship range. Plasma Cannon still alive from Max. Here come Ogryn. It's time to put some pressure on. 27-69. Meanwhile, top. What is going on? Floyd looks like he just lost a bunch of stuff. Angry Bird in retreat with his level 6 Apothecary now has combat stims. Took a slight hit in 0.9, down from a 40% damage buff to a 30% damage buff. Las Cannon getting shots in, that's my Las Cannon there. Got Vanguard Veterans jumping in, but here come Assault Terminators. 26-69. Las Cannon setting up again. Great Unclean One very, very low on health. Down to 200, down to 150. Down to 80 hit points, but he does get away. 20-67, very, very lucky not to lose my Great Unclean One there. Level 4 Chaos Space Marines don't die. There we go. Single cap for blue. They have their natural and they've decapped both of the others, but Asmondeus will retake it. And he levels his Warlock to 6. Vanguard Veterans being aggressive, jumping in again. His These guys are level 2. There's a creeping barrage just trying to stop us from capping Fire Prism in the back here for Asmon. He has 2, one of them's top. 2043, you see him, he's put it there just to stop things from capping with the destructive shot that it has. Carnifex being a nuisance. This is a Thornback Carnifex, taking Las Cannon hits, taking Fire Prism hits. Have some Nurgle worship going. Floid has lost a lot of stuff, so has Riku, has no infantry left, has a Manticore, Baneblade and a Lehman Russ. 2042, blue team starting to creep over to our natural victory point. More Las Cannon hits, Plasma Cannon hits as well, and Plague Marine hits. Lightning Claw Terminators want to be hunted down infantry, not vehicles. Raven Alpha revives the Lord General, then tries to cap. 2042. Here comes the Red P1, healed up very quickly between 2 bases. Floyd with just some termagants now, level 4. 2042, surely we can see this out. They're decapping the northeast, they're trying to. And Floyd now has nothing, has another Lictor on the way. Angry Bird with the Predator. Getting shots on the Fire Prism. Rangers for Asmon. There is Angels of Death from Angry Bird, 50% damage reduction, and an Imperial Abyss from me. That's the nuke of Chaos, and the Assault Terminators get caught in it. But it does have 3 Assault Terminator squads, so who cares if some Emperor's lapdogs die. And the Land Raider finishes them off. There we go. Great on K1. Put the pressure on and now backing off. 1933. A 1-to-1 cap. There's a Manticore Strike. Now he's down to 2 Assault Terminator squads. When was the last time you saw 3 Assault Terminator squads from a single player? That's crazy. They have a 5-minute cooldown. Autark capping top with her Executioner Spear. And there's the 2-to-1, 1632. Very, very close. Ravana trying to decap here, but I pull him off with Foul Snare. And weighing in with Inferno Bolts. And a grenade for good measure. Plague Champion finishes him off. 732, and here is the victory for Red Team. Noxious Cloud right at the end, because why the hell not? And there it is. Some epic action. I'm sure I missed tons of stuff. Triple Assault Terminators from max power, killed by my Abyss. Level 8 Plague Champion, level 8 Apothecary, wow, level 7, level 7, level 6 and level 7. Very high level commanders. Lots and lots of carnage, bodies on the floor. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. See you next time.